What's it like living in Key West? What's the cost of living in Key West? What does mile marker 0 mean? What are some of the unique things and very cool things to do in Key West? We're going to answer all those questions and many, many more. My name's David Grego, owner broker of Breeze Realty. Living in Key West would be a bit different than what we're used to. Key West was developed way back in the early 1900s. A lot of the housing down there were built in 1920, 1930. So they're very obviously old, and they're very high density housing. Key West is a very small island, comparably speaking, to a metropolitan city. And so obviously we don't have a lot of land, and they have housing very, very tight. A lot of the housing was done in the 20s and 30s. There was a very, very big fire back in the earlier days, and it burned down a lot of the houses. And right after that, they made it mandatory to put metal roofs on your house, so the sparks would not start on fire from the neighboring house if there was a fire. So that was way back. I don't know the exact time. I think it was around the 20s or 30s, though, quite a few years back. If you come down here to retire, there's a lot of things to do. However, if you're not retired, the cost of living is fairly expensive. We're going to roll that right into option number 2 here. Question number 2 is, what's the cost of living in Key West? Key West has as affordable as a couple $100,000 for a small 1-bedroom condo. You also could get a efficiency condo for around $1,500 to $1,800 a month for rent. If you want a house, you're going to pay anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000, possibly up to $3 or $4 million, depending on how fancy you want that house to be. The reality of living in Key West, it's expensive. Parking is very, very tight. You either have to have a lot of money or have a career that you can earn money. We do have a place north of Key West that has a lot of places for people to live that are a bit more affordable, and then they commute on down to Key West. But Key West, cost of living is high. A gallon of gas in today's world is about $4.50, just to give you an idea. The Middle Keys, it's about $3.50. And plus, Key West is removed from the entire mainland, if you will. So think about all the trucking, all the shipping, and everything that has to go back and forth down there to get items to Key West. So that hence is why the cost of living is high, as well as the tropical living conditions. Now we're going to talk about some of the unique things in Key West. There's a lot of them. I'm only going to mention a few of them today, but one of the most unique things I think in Key West is Hemingway's house. Ernest Hemingway is obviously everybody knows about Ernest Hemingway, the author. Well, he spent a lot of time in Key West. He was a very eccentric type of individual, obviously a great author, but you can tour his house in Key West. You pay a fee to get into it, but what's unique about his house is he's got cats, lots and lots of cats. They have 6 toes. My wife and I did a tour in there many years back, and they sure enough have 6 toes on all of Ernest Hemingway's cats. Another kind of unique thing down there, other than the Duval Crawl, which I'm going to get to in a minute, is the Butterfly Museum. My wife and I really like that. It's very unique, very cool. They got butterflies in there. They have a lot of tropical vegetation in there to see what kind of stuff grows around here. And I think one of my most favorite things I've ever done down there many years back again was going to the Wrecker Museum. The Wrecker Museum is right there on Duval Street. Very cool because you can go inside and watch people do theatrics of what it was like back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, before the lighthouses were out there. And the Wreckers, they brought a lot of wealth to Key West. As a matter of fact, Key West used to be the highest per capita in the entire state of Florida for wealth because of the Wreckers. Wreckers is just a way cool museum. You need to take time to see that if you're in Key West. And then the last thing I'll talk about is the Duval Crawl. For those of you that like to drink and be in that atmosphere, you can actually get a t-shirt that has a name of all the different bars on Duval Street. Then when you go there and you have a cocktail, you get somebody in the Duval Street bar to sign off so that you have proof to all your friends when you go back up north, I did the Duval Crawl and I survived it. So it depends on, again, your lifestyle, what you like or do not like. You want to go down and click on the link below, and we're going to send you a whole bunch of other very unique things to do in Key West. One more quick unique thing I want to mention that is extremely popular in Key West is the nightly sunset. Every night on Mallory Square, they have a big sunset celebration. They'll have vendors there. I remember one time I saw a guy that lit a torch and put it down his throat and pulled it out. And he has a guy that trains cats and does all these fancy things with his cats. So you just never know what you're going to run into at Mallory Square in the sunset celebrations. It's done every night, so it doesn't matter what day you're there. They do them every night, and it's very, very exciting and very fun to do. Mile Marker Zero is another very unique thing about Key West. What is Mile Marker Zero? Well, Mile Marker Zero is at the end of Highway 1. Highway 1 literally starts up in Bangor, Maine, goes all the way down to Key West, and it's Mile Marker Zero. So it's a very unique thing, and people stand in line every day to get their picture taken with this big red thing. It's kind of humorous when you live here to watch people line up and literally stand in line for, 20, 30, 40 minutes to get their picture taken with this great big red cone that says Mile Marker Zero. So again, another unique thing about Key West. If you've liked this video and would like to continue watching our educational videos as we continue putting them out there, please go down and hit subscribe and like us, and then tell your friends about us as well. This is the fourth and final series of Which Key's Best for You. We talked about the upper keys, the middle keys, the lower keys, and today was Key West. The future videos we'll be coming out with are, can you make money investing in the keys? What type of expenses are involved? What are the insurances like down here? Those sessions and many more are coming your way, so we look forward to the next one. Have a great day.